Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today I'm here with a thrift store haul from several different thrift stores, and they're all like craft supplies or craft related or organizational type related supplies. And to start off with, I wanted to show you guys these, and of course hopefully I can get them out. I did find these. They had them marked at 99 cents each. And they're little like paper mache like eggs where you can put little like diorama type scenes inside of them. And so I thought these would be fun to do some sort of crafty thing around Easter time with these. So I picked those up because I thought they were interesting. Originally I think they were, it says distributed by Ben Franklin. So is where you could originally buy those. So I picked those up. I also found these fun little like embellishments. They were just $0.25 for the bag. So I picked those up. This also was $0.25, and it's probably one of Tim Holtz's sentiments. It says, encourage your hopes, not your fears. And it looks like someone maybe had hung like a pearl on one side, and maybe there was a pearl hanging on the other side, but it fell off because just the jump ring is there. But for $0.25, I picked it up for the sentiment. Also, this was a little bit of, this was $1. And I thought this was pretty. It was some nice chain, rhinestone chain on that one. So I picked that one up for $1. It's very heavy, so it's good quality. So I picked that one up for $1. And then also where I got like that other Tim Holtz one, that same thrift store, they had all these little sentiments, and they were all like for $0.25 little wood pieces. So there was quite a few little hellos in that one. This one also, this one was 50 cents. The last one was $0.25. This one was 50 cents. And there was, 4 sentiments on that one. They had $1 on this one. Again, quite a few little sentiments, laser cut wood words in there for $1. They had $0.25 on each of these little pieces, and sometimes I like to add these, paint these and add them to like composition notebook covers. I also lucked out, and they were selling these adornments from Tim Holtz deco frames for $1. So I thought that was a great deal. I was excited when I saw those. Not very often you see like a whole Tim Holtz thing at the thrift store. Let's see, another bag. This one was $0.25 also, and it just some like fleur-de-lis embellishments. There's some buttons and just some little charms also in there. Hopefully that kind of shows up on camera. I don't want to open everything up today. I did pick up an old measuring tape for 50 cents. I do like to put these kind of throughout my craft room. Sometimes I cut them up and use them on projects, but I like finding the older ones, especially in white. So I pick them up if they're reasonably priced. It is red on the other side, but I do like the black and white side for 50 cents. This doily was only $0.25, so of course I had to pick that up for $0.25. I'm sure this probably came from Dollar Tree or Dollar General, something like that. And they had this marked at 50 cents, and it's just a little wood tag. And I do like to alter these. You can use them on gifts, or I actually make ornaments out of them. And these ones had the little beads on that, so I thought that was kind of cool. And let's see, here's some like sticker wood chip pieces again, and they had $1 on this one. And originally it was $5 at Hobby Lobby, and it hasn't been used or opened. I did pick up a couple of individual stamps at one of the thrift stores. They had 50 cents each on these. So this one said beauty on it, and this one is from Uptown Design Company, and I really like that one. That's a really old rubber stamp company. That one originally was sold at Ben Franklin for $8.50. This one I picked up for 50 cents. Love is in the air. I thought that was pretty script on that one. That one's from Paper Inspirations. And then this one also is from Paper Inspiration, and it says Be My Valentine. I also found at that same thrift store one of these clear cases, and I actually use these sometimes to sort out some of my lace snippets or smaller pieces of lace that don't wrap around the chipboard pieces that I use for wrapping my lace. And so I'll sort them out by color or style of lace. And so whenever I can find clear bags that are cheap, I usually pick them up. I have bought this particular brand of clear bags at Walmart, and I think they're a few bucks. But for $1, it was worth it. I am going to take like a little Lysol wipe and wipe it out before I actually use it on my lace. There's just a lot of fingerprints and stuff on this one, but for $1, it was worth it for me. Just kind of a random thing that I bought for my junk journals. I like the color of paper, and it's older like paper. I don't know how old it is, but the whole roll was $1. So I just thought it was interesting paper, so I picked it up to use in my junk journals. A couple more doilies. This one was $2, but I do love these ones when you can find them when they're kind of connected like this, the bigger square panels, because they're perfect for, you can of course make a journal out of it, but you can flip it this way, and if you sew it on the two sides, you can make a little purse or a little pouch, a little pocket to gift things into people. So I picked that one up. Another little doily, this one was $1. And I'm sure some of these items, just because I know this thrift store, when I look at the color of the tags, they do put tag colors on sale. But I don't remember now offhand what was on sale on this one, because it's been a little bit since I picked up some of these items. But sometimes they'll have stuff 50% off, and then now they've also been doing certain colors like are 25% off, and then it's interesting if it's 25% off the next time you go in, those are the colors that become 50% off. And so so some of the stuff that I picked up with these types of tags probably were discounted, but I don't remember. And this one was interesting. It looks like someone maybe took like a placemat and was making something, but they never finished it because there's Velcro already on it, and they had 50 cents on it. And it already had these little pockets. They'd already sewn them in. And so I'm like, okay, I was like, I think I need to just pick this up for 50 cents since someone's already, you know, started the work of sewing. I would probably go ahead and finish decorating or doing something fun with it. But I thought, well, that's kind of cute for a base just to start off with. I did pay $1.99 for these vintage paper placemats. They're really pretty. It looks like, you know, there's a whole bunch in here. And you can, of course, just cut out the roses and use them. You can fold them and put them into your junk journals. Or, you know, make different paper ephemera from them. So, and I think this one, it looked like, you know, it says that originally there was 45 mats in here. And that kind of is what it looks like on the side. But they did put $1.99 on this one. At one point, it looked like they had $2.99 underneath it, but it must not have sold at the thrift store, so they marked it down to $1.99, and I bought it for $2. I did luck out and find some paper at the thrift store. This I paid $1.99 for, and I like these little like sketchbooks and mixed media books. They're fun to use in journals. Sometimes the paper is a little bit thicker, but not too thick like cardstock, and so they're fun to like coffee dye and use on things like that. So I found that one. And then in the office supply section, I lucked out. I always look at the office supply section. I know some people might skip that section, but sometimes I find like photo paper or pamphlet paper, different things in this. So this one was satin paper, inkjet, and it's 26 pounds. So this would work good just for the basic papers of a junk journal, but it's very nice quality paper. And I don't know if you guys have looked at prices lately on when you buy the higher quality paper, that it can be kind of expensive. And I only paid $1 for this one. So I always look for like the matte or satin. I don't like the glossy paper. And then this one was photo paper, and again, it was matte paper. And this one was $1.99, but it did look like, I opened it up when I was looking at a thrift store, and it looks like almost, it has to be close to the full 100 sheets in there. So I thought that was a great deal, again, for $2 from Staples. And I paid $1 for this at the thrift store. It is missing a piece here, but it's just like a little container office supply. Again, I found it in the office supply section. But I thought this would be fun to paint. This is kind of a bright color pink, but I think I can paint over this, you know, come up with some other type of closure. And wouldn't it be pretty to add laces and trims, and whether or not I use it as like some sort of packaging to gift something to somebody, or I used it for supplies in my own craft stash. I just think this was a really fun find. It's very sturdy. Again, it was in the office supply section. I also picked up several bags of these. They were $1 each at our thrift store. And they had them in the craft supply section, but people use them like when they're doing like floral displays, which I do use some of this color in my decorating in my house at Christmas time. So I picked them up so that I could use some of these in like little baskets and little things that I have in my house. But I also sometimes use these if I'm decorating boxes. So I did bring one bag of them into my craft room just to hold on to with my flower making stuff. And if I don't use them in here, then I'll just go ahead and put them into my house with my Christmas supplies. But again, I picked up 3 bags. They were $1 each. And, you know, they look pretty much brand new. Or if somebody used them, maybe they used them for a wedding or something, maybe. Who knows? But because there was quite a few of them at the thrift store. I did pick up some material. I do remember that this one was on sale, the green tags that day. It's 110 inches by 44. It's just your basic white material. And I was getting kind of low on some of my material. Sometimes I just use like old bed sheets or whatever for the white material. But when I could get it at half off for $1.50, I thought that was a decent deal. And then this one was just a remnant. It was 41 by 35, but they only had 80 cents on there. And this one's more of a linen. It's a little thicker. But again, sometimes you need these types of things for projects. And I don't mind buying the ones that have already been cut into a little bit, because I have so many different projects that I do things for. So I thought that was a great deal. I also picked this up. This is cheesecloth, but it's gray. And I thought that was kind of pretty. You know, if you paired it with some pink, it could really be pretty. You could also use it in Halloween stuff, but it's been a while since I've actually made any Halloween stuff. But I just thought it was pretty cheesecloth for $1. And there was quite a bit of it, so I picked that up. And then the last items I have to share with you are kind of different for what I normally pick up, but I am going to use these in journals. Our thrift store had these marked, and they were down to 50 cents a bag. And these are religious items. They're like prayer cards and stuff. And I'm working on a journal for a friend, and she's Catholic. And I was going to go visit the Catholic supply store that's in town to go buy a couple things. But then when I saw these bags and they were 50 cents each, I thought, well, it was worth picking them up to see if I could use a couple of them. And I think like this one I could definitely use in the journal that I'm making. But there was, you know, some things I'll probably just gift back to the thrift store. And this is interesting. I didn't look at it until now, but I remember her telling me that Saint Anthony is a saint that she is like one of her saints. So, and this is actually a Saint Anthony pocket prayer thing. So I'm thinking that that's kind of cool. I mean, that's just like, you know, so random that, you know, because I had remembered when I made a note that that was the saint that she, you know, one of the saints that she talked about. And I was going to see if they had something at the Catholic supply, you know, some little bookmark or something. You know, here's a little cross, you know, and I can maybe add these as embellishments. You know, I don't know on that one, but I'm happy about that one, and it's just so random. This one was a pretty bookmark with a cardinal on it, so that might go into some other junk journal stuff. But there's a prayer card. Looks like there's a couple of prayer cards in there. So I'll be able to use a couple of these, and it was probably a lot cheaper than if I would have gone to the... It feels like there's something in this one, so I got to open this one too. You know, if I would have gone into the Catholic supply store, that's a couple hours away from me when I was visiting Fargo. And again, just a little rosary, I think, on that one. Again, that one says St. Anthony on that one too. So, interesting. So, some pretty little prayer cards. I like this one too. So, I'll stick some of that stuff in the journal when I make it for her, and then the rest I'll probably just donate back to the thrift store. So thank you again, everybody, so much for watching. I'd love to hear what your favorite item was that I found in this thrift haul, what you would have maybe thrifted yourself if you saw what you might have passed up on. So again, thank you, everybody, so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Happy crafting and happy thrifting.